Grand Rising Divine Legend. Welcome to the Deep Stretch class. I'm taping this in an evening with the intent to just really deep stretch and get in the present moment, kind of let the whole day go and just prepare for even more evening to come with the children and then bedtime. And maybe you'll practice this right before bedtime, which would be absolutely appropriate as well. This is a practice that is truly meant to take us into that deeper place of relaxation and possibly sleep, and to promote the body really letting go of the day and all of the fun, and the challenges, and the twists and turns that may have happened. Come back to the place of deep peace. That's my intent. And I'm going to open us up with the spiritual mind treatment, and then we'll get into the practice. So if you'd like to rub your hands together and create a little heat that reminds us we're powerful creators. It also reminds us that we are one. There is a unionization of the left and right hemispheres of the brain that happen when we come into that unity consciousness. And let's take a deep breath together. You can close the eyes with me or just have heavy eyes with a deep breath. I recognize in this breath that I am one. I am one with that infinite is that is expressing through me as me, this individualized fractal of the divine mind named Reverend Gina Jenkins. Here to take us into a practice where we come back into the body, letting go of the day, deeply stretching our muscles, coming into some deeper breaths, letting go, finding that deep relaxation, supporting the sleep later on, and finding that place of infinite peace within that is always available to us. And so knowing that many will find this and will feel that place once again of the deep peace within, understanding so clearly that as within, so without. So lifting this up into the divine mind with so much gratitude, have this platform to share. Together we say, so it is. And so we'll start with, and what I'm actually suggesting for the practice is a couple of blocks. If you have them and you want to get into a deeper heart opening stretch, which we're going to open up with, and blocks help you get there. And if you don't have the blocks, you can absolutely still enjoy this pose. You'll just go flat back. You'll just lie right back on your back. But if you've got the blocks, I'm going to show you how to position them. So you're going to want to put your first block somewhere along the midline of your back, or for us women, it'd be like the bottom of your bra strap is where you're going to line that edge, and you're coming back onto your back. Let me grab my other block here. And just so you can demonstrate or see that I chose that smallest setting. If you've got practice, you know that you can go even deeper with a taller block, and even if you were practiced in back bends, right? But to open up your practice, don't recommend starting there. Not even there, but this spot here. And so when I line that up with the bottom of my bra strap, and I can adjust it, right, as I desire. Same thing with this block. I can go really tall if I don't want as much for my neck here. Keep your knees bent, feet wide to the edges of your mat, and the knees knocking toward each other. That will allow your low back to feel supported. And I'm going to just show you how you might adjust this block for the different head heights. You could be here. You could be all the way here if you have a lot of mobility in your neck, right? To come all the way back if that feels good. Find the place you want to start. And I'm going to stay right where I am because this is where I set myself up to demonstrate. But I'll stay here to start, just because I'm already really kind of getting settled into the posture. So find yourself either flat back, like I said, if you don't have blocks, or setting your blocks up, and then begin to breathe through the nose. We'll open the mouth and awe out the first 3 times. Just notice your belly and chest rising on your inhale. And everything's sinking back down when you awe it out. One more time like that. Keep the breath in the nose. Same idea, long inhale, longer exhale. You should notice your shoulders getting very heavy. Maybe sinking even lower toward the mat as you breathe. Palms can be up, they can be facing your hips, they could be down, you get to decide. We're allowing the heart to open up. We're connecting with the breath. We're arriving on the mat. A few more rounds of breath here, just letting the day go, coming home. I call this coming home because I imagine that I'm opening my front door at the end of a long day and I'm walking into my home and I'm having that sense, that deep sense of, I'm home. I can let down. I can really let my guard down. I can relax. I can be at peace. We're inviting that into the body right now with this breath, with this heart opener. Not fixating on anything in the day, but really allowing it to go. Letting the thoughts come and go out of the mind, staying in the breath, staying in the awareness of your body. Taking one more breath here. And then you'll decide which side of your mat to rock off to remove your blocks from underneath you. And just kind of bring them to the side so that you are flat on your mat. Lengthen the legs. Arms will come wide to your sides, a big airplane. Palms up. Begin to turn your head one direction and then the other. Go slow. There's no rushing this. We're in deep stretch. We're taking our time. We're really slowing things down. Following the breath, inhaling in one movement, then the other. You're letting your hips be very heavy. You're letting your ab rise with the breath and sink back with the exhale. Couple more rounds. Come to the center with your head. Take your right hand, reach it across your chest under your left arm where your bra strap might be. Take your left arm, cross it over the chest, hug the right bicep or behind the shoulder. A couple places there. You're hugging your torso. Bring your knees bent, feet parallel to the hips. Wiggle the low back into the mat a little more. Take the right foot, flex it, draw it up over the left thigh. Press that right knee away from you. Hold that and breathe. You're pressing your right knee away. You're finding those long, smooth, steady inhales and exhales as you hug your upper body. You're allowing that right hip to open up. You're feeling the support, the comfort, the compassion in the hug as we allow the muscle around the hip, the psoas, the pelvic floor to open up, to lengthen out, to release anything that's not serving. One more breath here. Let's release the arms and invite the hands to reach for that left leg, drawing that left knee toward you. I'm coming behind the knee to take pressure off the knee joint. But if you want to take the hands on the shin instead and draw that knee in, that's another option. Roll that left ankle out one direction, then the other. And then if you want to just pull the knee towards you a little bit through each breath cycle, deepening that stretch. Or find a little movement, rocking across the hips. And that's another way to take that stretch a little deeper. 2 more breaths. We'll hook the right toes across that left knee. We're gonna let the knees drop to the left side, but I want you to use your left foot on the floor to pick your hips up and stack them a bit before you let those knees fall over. It'll keep your spine nice and long. Arms can extend out. If you want to stay right like this, maybe turning your gaze toward that right hand, you could stay in this stretch and breathe. I'm going to add to this. There's a few more pieces if you want to take these options. Listen. Left hand reaches for the right shin. If your foot is not close enough to get a good grip, draw that foot a little closer to really grip that shin so you can push the right knee away from you. Getting into the IT band. Breathe there. One more piece if you want it. Take it or leave it. This right hand will reach down for the left foot. Maybe you find your pant leg and that's all you get. That'll still work. Maybe it's the ankle. You can find the top of the foot. You draw that heel in closer to your glute and you're getting a quad stretch. So a lot going on here. A twist, IT band, and quad. Breathe. Last breath. As you come through center, you're going to allow those legs to close over each other. So right over left, settle your low back into the mat and the shoulders nice and flat and wide. And then we're going to get a whale tail here. So lift your feet up and feet are flexed and knees are coming into the chest. You can find your shins, or if it feels right to lift up and get the outside edges of your feet, that's another option. You draw the knees into the chest, keep your feet lifting up and flexing. And if you want even more in this posture, you would start to separate the shins from each other, kind of pulling them apart to take that stretch even deeper into that hip and side seat on your right side. And I'm rocking a little bit. That feels good. You can do that or just stay here and breathe. Last breath. Release this all the way. Bring your feet wide to the edges of your mat. Windshield your knees side to side. Your arms can stay long to the side, or maybe goalposts. The forearm up. If you can handle that shoulder opener, it can be a little bit more for your shoulders. If you want to slow this down and turn your head the opposite way using your breath, cycling through this a few rounds. Last breath. Knees bent, feet parallel to the hips, arms nice and long to the side. Left arm reaches up and over the body underneath the right arm where the bra strap meets. Right arm reaches up and over the chest, behind the left bicep or shoulder, giving the torso a big hug. Left foot lifts up, flexes, and crosses over the right thigh. Press the left knee out, breathe. Few more breaths. Just noticing what's going on in that hip area as you're feeling the support in your upper body. You're pushing the left knee away. You're allowing that area to stretch, to lengthen, to release what no longer serves. Last breath. Keep your foot where it is. We release the upper body. We invite the hands to reach down and bring that right leg closer to us, grabbing behind the knee or on top of the shin, and then rolling the right ankle out one direction, then the other. And then again for this side, you can just hold this, drawing that right knee closer to you through each breath cycle. Or moving across those hips a little bit. Inviting that depth a different way. Just another way to get into some different spots down in there. If you can hold the legs where they are in the movement. Keep that left knee pushing away. Keep the feet flexed. Last breath. Come through center if you're rocking. Hook the left toes across that right knee. I'm using the right foot to guide my hips on top of each other as the knees drop to this right side. Extending that left arm out to my side. I'm turning my gaze down that left side. I extend the right arm out just for a moment to show you this is your first layer in this pose. You can stay right here and breathe. The next layer, if you want to come with me, is take that right hand and find your left shin, drawing that foot closer if you need to really secure your hand across that shin to push that left knee away to get into your IT band. Take a breath. Last piece of this, if you want to take that extra layer and get that quad stretch, is to take that left hand down toward that right foot. Grab that foot, draw that heel towards your glute. Keep looking over that left shoulder. Twisting, getting into the IT band, getting into your quad. Breathe deeply, smoothly. One more breath. As we come back to center, flat backed, we're going to take that left thigh over right, lift the feet up, right? The whale tail on this side. So knees are coming toward the chest, and again, shins or outside edges of your feet. Keep the feet lifting, the knees toward the chest. Breathe into that, maybe starting to separate the shins a little bit if you want to take it deeper. Wherever you are, breathe, 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 breathe. Your breath is the key to this practice. Last breath. Let the feet drop. Breathing here for a moment. Right, we're just inviting that deep relaxation into the body. So we're going to come up into seated position to come into some final stretching and to take you out of here. Maybe not, because I can tell from where I am right now, truly, I've invited so much relaxation into the body that I don't think I actually want to get up. And so what I'm going to do from here, because I can intuitively sense that this was enough for this practice. This was enough to invite that deep relaxation, that real calm, and that sense of deep peace into my body, to the point I don't want to get up And so I'm gonna imagine that some of you got there too with those movements. And how I want to end us tonight is in legs up the wall. So if you have a wall to move yourself, like I could use that wall there. I could get up and turn my mat and actually position my tush. I would line my glutes right up against the baseboard. Position the mat to be right up against the wall, so I have the mat underneath me, get my hips right up against that baseboard and legs straight up the wall. But I'm gonna do it from here. For those of you that don't have a wall available to you, and knowing that that's extra support, but that you can do it without a wall. You could do this anywhere, anytime with a mat, just like this. So you're gonna lift your legs up, and I'm pushing my heels up to start. I'm not gonna stay there long. These toes are pulling toward me, flexing to get the length first. So flex your foot, get the length in your leg first. Then wiggle your low back into the mat so it's nice and heavy, and then relax your feet. So that heaviness now is coming down into the legs, okay? So you want the heaviness because the weight of your legs is providing pressure into the hips just naturally by the legs being up. You're giving your hips a deep opener. This is a deep opener for your hips. And it's also a way to bring your heart rate way down and find some really deep relaxation in the body. This is an excellent posture at nighttime, before bed. This supports sleep. This supports a deep relaxation in the body. This supports a reset to your nervous system. This is an excellent posture. Why I wanted to show it to you tonight, why I wanted to bring it to my practice tonight. And so we just sit here and we breathe into this. Nice and heavy through the upper body, shoulders nice and soft, heavy against the mat, collarbone wide, palms up. Just following the breath, noticing the breath cool through the nose as it comes in the inhale, and a little bit warmer as it leaves the body on the exhale. Again, any thoughts that are coming, just let them come and float away, not focusing on them with too much energy. Staying in the breath, staying in the body, noticing what your legs are experiencing. Notice what your upper body is experiencing. And then while we're here in the breath, turning the corners of your mouth up. Inviting a little smile to the mouth, and just notice how that changes your experience. We'll take one more breath here. On your next inhale, draw your knees down into your chest, hugging behind the knees, again, staying off of the shin or joint of the knee, rocking across that low back gently, side to side. And then deciding which side of your mat you're gonna rock to. And whichever side you pick, lift that arm up before you actually land, so you have a little pillow for your head when you get there. You're in your fetal position. Your knees are towards your chest. Take your free hand on your heart. Just give yourself some gratitude for being in the practice, for staying in the breath, for gifting your body this time to come back to this place of deep peace. Free hand on the earth lifts you up, pushes you up into that seated position where we started together. We sit tall, shoulders soft away from the ears, and we take a final breath together. And I like to say we're gathering this infinite peace that we've experienced in our practice, and we're receiving it deeper and deeper and deeper within to share with our families, with our friends, with our neighbors, with our enemies, even those people that trigger. The light within me sees, honors, cherishes that same light within you, divine legend. May you be so blessed in your sleep tonight. Namaste. And shalom. Mwah.